Have you ever met someone who could not take no for an answer? I think at some point in life, we've all met these persistent people. They feel entitled and they never understand that no means no. Well, this is not something new. It even dates back to biblical terms. Here we're going to meet Potiphar's wife. She was never named, but her deceit and seduction lives to tell the tale. Potiphar's wife is a woman whose story is a mix of seduction, manipulation, and a lesson in integrity that stood the test of time. Let's unravel her tale from Genesis chapter 39. When we look at the biblical history, the story of Potiphar's wife emerges as a dramatic tale of temptation, betrayal, and falsehood. This is set against the backdrop of ancient Egypt. This narrative is as much about Joseph's integrity as it is about the destructive power of unchecked desires. Joseph, as we all know, was a young man of remarkable character and faith. He had been sold into slavery by his brothers, who were jealous because of his dreams and because of the love that his father had shown him. Therefore, he was transported to Egypt, where he found himself in the household of Potiphar. Potiphar was an officer of Pharaoh and a captain of the guard. Potiphar recognized Joseph's exceptional abilities. Therefore, he entrusted him with the management of his entire household. Under Joseph's diligent care, the household flourished, and this is a testament to the favor of God upon Joseph. Now we all want to be blessed. We all want to have the blessing of Joseph upon our lives. But we all know that each blessing comes with responsibilities. And the moment you have the light shining upon you, it attracts both good and bad people. Good people want to praise you. They want the best for you. They want to accentuate your talents. Bad people want to benefit from you. They want to use you. They want to take away your light. So this is something we need to be very careful about in life. Like we said, Potiphar's wife was never named in scripture. But from description, she was likely a woman of considerable beauty and influence, at least from the way she held herself and the audacity that she had. She was married to a high-ranking official, therefore she enjoyed a life of privilege and luxury, which came with a lot of entitlement. Yet, for all her outward appearance, her story reveals a heart that is driven by selfish desire and a willingness to manipulate others to her own ends. Therefore, she was never satisfied. She was always longing for more, which makes her to be named under the wicked women of the Bible. As Joseph carried out his duties, his uprightness and physical attractiveness did not go unnoticed. Potiphar's wife, captivated by his presence, began to view him as more than a servant. She became consumed by lust, longing for Joseph. She brazenly approached him, saying, "Lie with me." We find this in Genesis chapter 9, verse 7. But Joseph, being a man of unwavering faith and loyalty, refused her advances. He said, "How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" He replied, according to Genesis chapter 39, verse 9. For Joseph, the act was not merely a betrayal of Potiphar's trust, but a grievous offense against God himself. Therefore, to him, it was a no-go area. He was not willing to go against God. But undeterred, Potiphar's wife persisted, attempting to even seduce Joseph day by day, trying by all means to get him to lie with her. But despite her relentless pursuit, Joseph stood firm, avoiding her at every turn. This was very difficult for him because she was basically his boss, and she kept on persisting. She did not understand that no means no. Therefore, his resistance highlighted his deep commitment to integrity, even in the face of a great temptation. Now, one day, as Joseph went about his work, Potiphar's wife seized the opportunity. Finding him alone, she grabbed his garment, demanding that he yield to her and lie with her. But Joseph fled, leaving his cloak in her hands. His swift departure was a powerful act of resistance, a physical manifestation of his refusal to compromise his principles. This enraged Potiphar's wife. Enraged by his rejection, Potiphar's wife devised a cruel plan to exact revenge, all because she could not take no for an answer. She therefore used his cloak as evidence and then accused Joseph of attempting to do exactly what she wanted to do to him. She flipped the script and turned against Joseph. She screamed and summoned all her household servants and fabricated a story of victimhood. "Now you see," she said. "See, Joseph has brought amongst us the most biggest regret ever. See, he has brought amongst us a Hebrew to laugh at us," she said. "He came in to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice." When Potiphar returned home, his wife repeated her false accusations, presenting Joseph's garment as proof of a fabricated tale. Potiphar was furious and, feeling very much betrayed, he had Joseph thrown into prison. No one would dare disrespect him, let alone his wife, like that. For Potiphar, this situation was complex because he had entrusted Joseph with his household and had undoubtedly observed his exceptional character. Some people might suggest that Potiphar may have harbored doubts about his wife's account, as Joseph was imprisoned rather than executed, meaning that Potiphar had been lenient, which was uncommon for such accusations within that time. But as we all know, it was bound to happen for the glory of God to be seen. While in prison, Joseph's faith and integrity continued to shine. God remained with him, granting him favor with the prison warden. Over time, Joseph's ability to interpret dreams brought him to Potiphar's attention, leading to his rise as Egypt's second in command. Potiphar's wife, however, fades from the narrative, her legacy marked by deceit and manipulation. Her actions serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of unchecked desires and the far-reaching consequences of false accusations. From Potiphar's wife, we learn that the character of Joseph, a man who remained steadfast in his convictions, even faced with injustice. He refused to succumb to temptation, and he trusted in God amongst adversity. This stands as a testament of strength, faith, and integrity. Through the story of Potiphar's wife, we are reminded of the importance of resisting temptation, upholding truth, and trusting God to vindicate us in His time. Potiphar's wife warns us of the dangers of allowing lust and selfish ambition to dictate our actions, while Joseph's example inspires us to remain faithful, even in the cost where we might end up in some compromising situations. We should always remember to trust God. So this is not just merely a cautionary tale about moral failure, but also a powerful story of God's providence, showing how He can turn even the darkest circumstances into opportunities for redemption and blessing. Let the story of Potiphar's wife challenge us to examine our own hearts and strive to walk in integrity, no matter the trials that we face. In today's world, temptation comes in many forms. Whether it's the lure of shortcuts, the pressure to compromise our values, or the challenge of dealing with false accusation, Joseph's story offers timeless guidance. His refusal to yield to temptation and his trust in God's plan should inspire us to remain steadfast in our own trials. Potiphar's wife's action also serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of selfishness and deceit. Her story encourages us to take responsibility for our actions and to seek the paths of integrity and truth. So, the next time you're faced with a choice between right and wrong, think of Joseph fleeing from Potiphar's wife, cloak in hand and dignity intact. And remember, integrity might cost you in the short term, but in the long run, it's a priceless investment. We are living in a world where there's so many false gospels, there's so many things happening against us, there's so many temptations, and we have so much access to things that might destroy our minds, our souls, and our futures. So it really takes a lot of self-control, it takes a lot of resilience to be able to overcome this. I really do hope and pray that you find yourself on the right side. And that's all for today, and until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.